Okay, let's get this call started, guys. Welcome, everyone to today's call. Happy Tuesday. I'm excited for this call. I know every single one of us were looking forward to this call after Session came through the weekend and told us what happened in the USA, and he met Devin, and the things that they spoke about and how we can actually take binary options in our education and the platform iGenius to another level. So without further ado, this is not the me show. This is the Devin show, and he's basically going to teach us everything we want to know about binary options. He's going to do a quick introduction of himself. He's going to teach you everything you need to know from being a beginner and taking this to another level, and what platform that he gets on iGenius platform, and how you can actually benefit from it and profit from it. And then if you guys have any questions, keep it for the end. You can drop it in the comment section, but keep it in the end, and he'll be more than happy to jump on and speak about those questions. So without further ado, Devin, thank you so much, my brother, for jumping on this call and giving Team Expansion Worldwide your time. I know it's super precious, and yeah, we look forward to hearing from you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on. Happy to do this. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Devin Sperl. I'm just curious on here, if you guys have never, traded before, if you guys have never seen binary options before, can you guys do me a favor and just drop like a 1 in the chat? If you guys have never seen this before, if you guys have never seen trading or anything like that before, that's you on here. You're like, I don't even know what this is. Drop a 1 in the chat for me. Couple people. All right, no worries. So a little bit about myself. So like I say, my name is Devin Sperl. From the United States here, Minnesota specifically. I'm 24 years old. I grew up like a lot of other people here. I actually went to a really small school. We probably had more cows than people here. Went to high school, and I got good grades and stuff like that. And everybody's like, "Hey, Devin, you should go to college. Go to school, get a degree. Do this, do that. The typical path of a lot of people." So I graduated high school, ended up going to college for a little bit. I didn't really know what I wanted to go for. I just went because, that's what everybody else is doing. I was just following the pack. So I went to college for a little bit. I was there for about 2 years. I just really kind of felt out of place, with my time being there. I got good grades and stuff. And I ultimately ended up making the decision to end up dropping out of school. And from there, I went and I worked a little bit of construction. And then I found myself at a job working for the state of Minnesota, the state that I live in. And at this point, guys, all I've done is work in school, never traded or anything like that. And then COVID hit, and I had an essential job, so I was working a lot of hours, a lot of overtime. And it was about that time, so I was 22 years old at that time, and I was hanging out with one of my buddies. I was at his house. He had a pool. It was hot out. We were swimming, or I guess I was swimming. He was sitting on the side of the pool. He had his computer out. I'm splashing around doing whatever, and he's hooting and hollering on the side of the pool. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm trading. I'm like, since when? Like, what do you mean you're trading? Like, what are you trading? He's like, on the foreign exchange market. And I'm like, I've never even heard of that before. I was like, English, please. Like, I don't even know what that is. And he kind of explained it to me a little bit. And I was just like, wow. And I saw people like, I'm sitting there working overtime, and I saw people not only like making a living doing this, but they were making a killing. And I was like, wow, I need to dive into that. That's something, that I want to learn how to do. I was 22 at the time, and I was like, if I'm sitting out here at my job, I got 33 years left before I maybe even have that freedom to, maybe go and do those things that I've always wanted to do. And I went all in. I wanted to learn everything about it. And, 8 months later, I was actually, able to walk away from my full-time job. Now I teach people to trade for a living. I've been able to make multiple six figures, doing this, and I'm blessed enough to actually be able to do calls like this, with, guys like you, and, ultimately the whole company every single day, teaching people, what I know. And that's mainly binary options. So I do multiple styles of trading, but the main one that I do is binary options. And that's what I'm going to go over today. So the goal, for me today is ultimately just to get you guys to understand, okay, what is binary options? What kind of market are we trading on? How to follow along with me. If you guys, do decide you want to, start doing this style of trading, and then to actually get you guys set up, with everything that you need, so you guys are set up for success to actually, follow along and trade with me, on your broker, TradingView, and some other things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to show you guys how this all works. 1 second here. Okay, if you guys are able to see my screen, okay, let's go ahead and give me a yes in the chat or one or something like that. Yes, all right, beautiful. So if you guys have never seen this before, maybe take some notes down because I'm gonna go over a lot of things today. I'm gonna go over a lot of things, maybe not so much as much as like how we're finding our trades, but I'm gonna go over a lot of things you guys are gonna want some notes on. So what you're looking at here on my screen, this is one of the broker platforms that I use when I'm actually trading. So all that a broker really means is this is just where I'm executing my trade IDs at. So with binary options, guys, this is a style of trading on the foreign exchange market. So I kind of asked earlier, like, who's actually, heard of this market before, who has any experience trading, who's never heard of it before, and that sort of thing. And, I'd never heard of the foreign exchange market either. This is actually a brand new thing to me. I didn't even know that it existed. And basically what the foreign exchange market is it's essentially like currency trading, right? And it's actually the largest market in the entire world. It's actually, I believe, something like 20 times larger than the U.S. stock market. It's a giant market. The banks, trade on this all the time and that sort of thing. But what we're really doing here is we're trading on exchange rates, right? So for me, guys, I'm in America, right? I'm an American citizen. What I do here is I spend U.S. dollars when I need goods or services, right? And if you're in Europe, you need euros to do that. So let's just say I were to get on an airplane and I fly to Europe. Maybe I want to go on vacation out there for 2 weeks. I want to spend some money. When I get to Europe, I'm going to have to exchange my U.S. dollars for euros. Well, when I do that, there's an exchange rate on that. So I'm going to get X amount of euros per U.S. dollar. So let's just say I'm over there. I traded my U.S. dollars for euros. I do my thing over there for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, I come back. I'm like, all right, time to go back to the United States. I need to exchange the euros that I have left for U.S. dollars. Well, me being over there for 2 weeks, there's actually a chance that I could have made money on that transaction. And there's also a chance that I could have lost money as well, right? So what we're doing is we're trading off of these exchange rates. The nice thing is we live in the year 2022. I don't actually have to go to Europe and back to the United States and back and forth to all these countries to actually make these transactions. We have the luxury of being able to do this on our computer from home, wherever we want. This is actually probably the first time in human history that people are actually able to do this, because before, doing this type of trading was a lot harder and is mainly for banks and people who had a lot more money. And now a lot of retail people are actually able to do this, right? So with binary options, what I really like about it is it's a very quick style of trading. Now, a lot of people have this preconception of people who are day traders and that sort of thing, that like we just sit behind computers and we just stare at charts all day. And that's what I like about binary options. We don't have to do that. Right? What a lot of people call this is money in minutes, because what we can do is we can place a trade. We'll know within a matter of a couple minutes whether we won the trade and made money or not, right? So if we're looking at this, right, we can see that I have Euro USD selected. So this is the Euro versus the US dollar. And we can see that we've got a blinking yellow dot here. This blinking yellow dot's kind of moving around. It's moving up. It's moving down a little bit, right? And we can see that we've got this number listed right here in yellow. And we've got a number right here as well. All that this number stands for is the exchange rate on these two currencies, right? So what this is saying is it's saying, hey, right now, 1 euro is worth 1.02633 US dollars at this moment in time. And with binary options, one of the main reasons I like it is because it's so simple. All that we're trying to do is predict, hey, in the next however many minutes we select. So with binary options, high frequency forex, whatever you want to call it, it's classified between 1 and 30-minute trades. For me, typically I'm doing 4-minute trades, right? So if I do a 4-minute trade, we just select go to 4 minutes. All that I'm trying to do is predict, hey, is this going to go up or is it going to go down in the next 4 minutes? That's it, right? I don't care how far up it goes or how far down it goes, as long as I predict the direction correctly that this is going in, I'm going to win the trade and I'm going to make some money on that transaction, right? So if we're looking at this Euro USD and I thought it's going to go up, I might select the call button. So call is just another word for a buy, put's just another word for a sell. So maybe you guys want to write this down. Call equals buy, put equals sell. One easy way to remember this is I see like call, it's on top. So if I think it's going to go up, top, up, bottom, down. So put's on bottom. I think that's going to go down. But this is going to go up in the next 4 minutes. I just select the call button. What's going to happen is a green line's going to pop up. It's going to be about 4 minutes long. And as long as this blinking yellow dot ends above my green line, by the time we get to the end of that 4 minutes, I'll win that trade, or I'll clear it, as I like to say. I'll get paid out based on the percentage listed next to this pair. So in this case, we got Euro USD is showing 85%, right? So if I did a $10 trade, I'll get paid out $18.15, $8.50 profit. Hence the reason they call it money in minutes. You make $8.50 in 4 minutes if you did a $10 trade, right? Put is just another word for sell. So if I think it's going to go down, I just select the put button, same thing. So as long as this blinking yellow dot, this price is below my entry point or my red line, by the time we get to the expiration point on that trade idea, we'll win that trade. We will clear it. We'll get paid out based on the percentage listed next to that pair. So just to show you guys an example, I'm going to guess on this. I'm just going to do a 2-minute trade, or I'll just do a 1-minute trade just so you guys can see this. But let's just say I'm looking at this and I think this is going to drop. I think that this price is going to go down. I'm just going to go ahead and select this put button. So 1 minute put, I'm going to do $10. I'm going to guess on it. So I click put. We see this red line pops up, right? So as long as we see this blinking yellow dot go below our red line, by the time we get to our expiration point, we win the trade or we clear it. And is your prediction a gamble, or is there analysis involved? That's a fantastic question. What I always like to tell people is that we don't gamble here, right? Trading, in this case, yes, I'm totally guessing, but more or less to show you guys an example of how it works. So you guys can also see what a loss looks like if this goes up. But I'll get into where we're actually analyzing the market at here in a minute. This is just where we're placing our trade ideas at, right? So as we can see, the price is above my red line. So if it ends above my red line, I'll lose this idea and I'll actually lose that $10, right? So this will be a good topic to talk about because we don't win every single trade, right? So I'll just let this go through so you can see it. Boom. So we got a red box. That means we lost the trade. If we won the trade, we get a green box, say $18.50 to be added to our balance, right? So this, like I say, brings up a good topic because risk management is super important when it comes to trading, right? So I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I first started, when I first got into this, I was jumping on calls with other people who were doing this, and I was learning from them. And I'd see people, I guess, killing things. Some people at accounts, they're making, $1,000 in one trade. Making $1,000 in 4 minutes. $500. Whatever the amount is. I just see them making a lot of money. I see they got a lot of money in their accounts, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? They must know exactly what they're doing, right? So I put $500 in my first account. I funded an account with $500, and I jumped on. I had no idea of what risk management was. I didn't understand it. Now my first couple trades, I put like $200-300 on my first trade, and what ended up happening, guys, is I ended up actually losing all my money because I wasn't managing my risk. So I quickly learned how important risk management is, and ultimately, this is probably going to be the major decider to your success in this game. Is how well can you manage your risk? And the risk management strategy that I use, you guys can write this down too, because there's a few different risk management strategies that you can use. But for me, the one that really worked, when I'm trading in this amount section, what I'm risking on each trade idea is I'm typically risking between 1% and 3% of my account, right? So when I started my second account, I ended up putting, I think, $1,200 in. So the account that you're looking at here, I started this one with $1,200. So 1% to 3% of $1,200, if you actually take out your phone or a calculator, you just take your account balance, right? So let's just say you put in 500, you put 500 in your phone, and then times that by 0.01. That'll give you 1%. That is dividing 500 times 0.01. I'll give you $5, 1% of your account. If you wanted to risk 2%, you times it by 0.02. If you wanted to risk 3%, you times it by 0.03. But I was typically risking between 1% and 3% of my account per trade idea. My goal was to try and grow my account about 2 to 8% in any given day. So I was just trying to grow my account a little bit every single day. So 2% on a $500 account would be about $10. So when I jumped on, if I made $10, $15, I stopped trading. I was like, okay, cool. I just made my profits today. I'm done. Right? And what I was able to do was consistently make a little bit every single day and actually compound my account. Right? So let's just say you put in $500. Let's just say you can average about 2% profits in a day. And that's, if you're risking 1 to 3%, that's really only clearing 1 to 2 trades in a day. Let's just say you trade for a total, you do a trade for an entire year. So there's about 260 trading days in a year, because with the foreign exchange market, it's actually open 24/5. So it's closed on the weekends. So for me, I'm Central Standard Time. The market opens 4 p.m. on Sunday, and it closes 4 p.m. on Friday. So anywhere in between there, we can take trades. Leaves about 260 trading days. Now, let's just say we don't pull anything out. We're just like, hey, I want to just grow my account. I want to compound this. Just keep her going, treat it like a savings account or whatever. This is what you can turn that $500 into. $86,000 just by making a little bit every single day, right? So I started with $1,200, and I've taken plenty of withdrawals along the way. So obviously, if you start with 12, this compound effect could be a lot more, right? $1,200. Now you're looking at a larger amount. But anyways, that's kind of my goal. Now, obviously, we don't win every single day, right? So we want to know when to stop trading when we're up, and we want to know when to stop trading when we're down. So for me, if I'm down 3 to 5%, so if I ever jump on and I take maybe 2 trades and I lose those, I stop trading, right? I close my computer for the day and I'm done. Does that make sense to everybody? If that made sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, or a yes or a 1 or something like that. You guys have questions on what I just went over? Go ahead and ask before we move on. I'll try and explain a little bit better. Well, like I say, this is just one of the risk management strategies that you can follow. This is what I use. This is what's always worked for me. And I've been able to have steady growth. And since I started teaching with iGenius, I've just demonstrated that with this. When I started educating for iGenius, doing binary options on these live calls, I think I was at 50,000 at that point. So we've almost doubled my account since then. So that's kind of the foreign exchange market. That's kind of how binary options works. Now, when we're on live calls, the way I call out trades, right? So you guys will actually, if you guys get on a live call, I do live analysis. So we'll dive on the charts, and you guys watch me trade live, and you guys have the option to actually jump on and take those trades with me if you want. So you guys can actually have the opportunity. Like my goal, because it took me a while to learn. My goal is to actually, cut that learning curve for you guys. You know what I mean? I did a lot of the learning. It took me actually about 6 months before I was actually, able to start making a decent profit. And then about 6 months in, started taking off for me. Things started going really, really well, right? My goal is to cut that learning curve for you guys and, be able to get you guys going on that right away. But when I'm on live trading calls, what I'll do, and I'll set you guys up on accounts with this. You guys will see me analyzing the market and that sort of thing on I think my computer's a little froze. 1 sec. On TradingView, and I'll help you guys set this up. But you guys will see me analyzing the market. I'll talk about why I'm taking trades and that sort of thing. But what I'll do is I'll tell you guys, hey, I'm looking at a certain currency pair. I might say, hey, I'm looking at GBP USD. I want to go in for, I'll tell you the currency pair. I'll tell you the time, which is always 4 minutes. But I might say, I'm looking at GBP USD. I want to go in for a 4-minute put, 4-minute sell. You just switch your time to 4 minutes. Go to GBP USD. And I'll tell you the price point where I want to take that trade. So, for example, I might say, hey, I'm looking at GBP USD. I want to go in for a 4-minute put, a 4-minute sell at price point. And I'll call out the last 3 digits of this price where I want to take the trade. I might say at 600 or higher. So you'd wait for these last 3 digits to reach 600 or higher. And if you wanted to take that trade with me, I'll also be sharing my screen like I am right now. You just go ahead and select that put button, enter you in for the trade, and hopefully we make some money and have some fun, right? Does that make sense to everybody? If that doesn't, please feel free to drop the question in the chat. If I missed anything on this platform, if you have any questions, how this works, if you have a question, odds are somebody else probably does too. Because to be honest with you guys, when I first started, I was super confused. Like I remember I jumped on my first call. I was so excited, to get going on it. And they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in for a buy," and I was like, "It says call and put." I had no idea what those were. How about you take a real trade after a real analysis? I might do that, and I do that every single day on my live calls. I'll show you guys, on my session. We can make as many trades as we want. So part of risk management, guys, for me, like I say, I don't sit behind my computer every single day, taking, just trading all day. Once I hit my profit target, I'm done. So usually that's going to equate to anywhere between like between 2 and 5 or 6 trades that I'll take. Right. So I don't take anything more than that. More is not always better in this regard. More is not always better. But what I'll do here, I think I've got something in my notes. I'll see if I can drop this in the chat. I think I got my risk management strategy. I'll drop it in the chat. You guys can maybe save it. 1 second. Let's see if I can find this. There we go. So I'm going to copy and paste this. I'll drop it in the chat for you guys if you guys maybe didn't get this in your notes. Okay. Boom. All right, there we go. So I just dropped the risk management rules. Now, obviously, those are guidelines. You guys don't have to follow them. It's your guys' money. You guys are free to do what you want. You guys can save that if you would like. Now, what I'm going to do right now before we move forward, before I dive into maybe a little bit more about the charts and how we're actually, picking out trade ideas, I'm just going to help you guys set everything up. And I'll just kind of walk through it with you guys. I'll show you guys how to create an account on here and kind of how to fund it and that sort of thing. So I'm going to drop. So you guys are obviously more than welcome to use whatever platform you guys want to trade at. Just to make one thing clear, guys, I don't recommend any brokers or anything like that. You guys are more than welcome to do your own research, find whatever broker you feel comfortable putting your money in and going that way. This is just the one that I use. And if you guys do want to use this one, I dropped the link for this in the chat. And I'll just kind of walk you through how to create an account on here and registering with it. If you guys want, once you guys got this link click, let me know. I'll just walk you through. I'll just create a dummy account. Just kind of show you guys how this all works. We'll get you guys started on TradingView, Forex Factory as well. Yep. With trading, guys, it's important to have trading rules. So these risk management rules. So here's the thing, guys. Let me just touch on risk management again before I go through all this. So don't create your account quite yet. But when it comes to trading, what you guys will find is that if you guys don't have a risk management strategy that you're following, you guys can actually be on the calls. You guys could possibly be taking the same exact trades that I'm taking, and you guys might lose money and I might make money if you guys aren't having some sort of risk management strategy you can follow. That makes sense because, for example, you might, say you put $500 in, you're like, screw it, I'm going to do $100 in this trade, lose that trade, and I'm managing my risk. You aren't. Then I take 2 more trades and I win them, and then on the second, third trade, you decide to lower your risk. You can still end net negative, right? So it's important to stay consistent. It's important to not put all your eggs in one basket, and so forth. But you guys got that link click. Name is just going to be your first name, so I'll just Devin. Last name is Sperl. And you just put your phone number in. I'll just create it down. And you're going to put in your email. So email.com. And you make a password. This is going to be how you're logging in. And then if you guys want, this platform does offer a bonus. So what they'll do if you use the bonus code, and the bonus code is code 200. I know of code 200. It'll give you a 200% bonus on your first deposit, right? So let's just say you deposit $500 into an account, you'll have $1,500 to trade with. So if you just go promo code, type in COD 200, that's only if you want it. You guys don't have to use it. But they'll offer you a 200% bonus. Obviously, that can help you compound your account faster, right? So if you do, rather than $500 that you're trading with, you have $1,500 to trade with. It can help you compound your account a little bit quicker. Just make sure if you guys do use that you guys read the rules on it and so forth. Then you just check the boxes, confirm, and you just go next. And you'll just go, 1 second. 1 second. Here, I accidentally Create a duplicate. One sec. Let me go back. I give you guys a second anyways to create your accounts. You guys got your account created? Just let me know in the chat if you guys are ready. Before I keep going, just say ready if you guys are ready for me to move forward. Couple readies. There a referral code from you? This is not a referral link. Nope. Ready? Okay, beautiful. I gotta recreate. I gotta use a different email. One second. Bear with me. There we go. All right, y'all are ready. I don't know. Let me go to a different browser. I'll have to keep logging me into my other account. All right, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I got my dummy account created. All right, so the best way that I've ever, for at least this specific platform that I use to fund is with crypto. So I use Bitcoin when I'm sending my money. So if you just get logged in here, this will be your account. I'll show your net balance. It's 0. You go to funds and then you go to account funding and bring you to this page. And you can just scroll down. You guys can select Bitcoin. Then you just click fund the account. So for those of you who have never funded, or I guess never sent Bitcoin to a wallet before, the best way that I really kind of describe sending Bitcoin as is it's like sending a letter, right? So let's just say you and I, let's just say I want to send a letter to you. What I would do is I'd be like, hey, Devon, can I get your address so I can send you this letter? And he would give me his address so I know where I'm sending the letter. Right. So when you're sending Bitcoin, you also have to know where you're sending that Bitcoin to. And if you guys don't have a Bitcoin exchange already, you guys could probably, you guys should follow up with one of whoever signed you up. You guys are probably going to need one anyways if you guys are using Endotech, the AI trader or anything like that. But you just buy Bitcoin on your exchange, then you just go to send it. It's going to ask you, hey, where do you want to send this Bitcoin to? You just go here, Bitcoin, you click fund the account. And what's going to happen is it's going to pull up something like this. And this is going to be the address in green. So when you go to send the Bitcoin and ask where you want it to be sent to, you would just copy this address and then you would paste it on your exchange and then you'd go ahead and send it. And then it can take anywhere between 5-10 minutes to a full hour before the money will be funded into the account. And once it's in the account, you're good to go. You just go back and then you just verify your identity. So let's just go back here. You just go to settings and you go to personal data, I believe. And it says account verification. You would just verify your account on here. I believe they'll ask for that after you fund the account. Then you just send in your driver's license, passport, whatever it is. Then you'll be verified and good to go. So that's how you fund it. And then to actually take withdrawals, it's just that process in reverse. So your crypto exchange that you have, whether it be Binance, Coinbase, or anything like that, it's going to have a like your crypto exchange is going to have an address as well. You'll have a personal Bitcoin address, and you just go to receive Bitcoin, and then you'll have an address like that too. So you just copy that address, and then when you go to withdraws, it's going to ask where you want to send it to. And you just paste that address in here, how much you want to withdraw, and then you go next and so forth. Does that make sense to everybody? Devin, is 500 the minimum? I believe it depends on your location. If you're in the United States, I believe it's $500. I believe if you use the promo code, I think it might be $250. I could be mistaken. Use the code 200. It might be $250. I'm not entirely sure. But that's how you would fund your account. Okay. You guys got more questions on that? Feel free to ask. When I got started, I was like, I have no idea how to set Bitcoin. Brand new to me. But in order, like if you guys want a demo account on here, you have to fund your account, and then you can just message support, and they'll give you a demo account. So you just go to settings, support, and then you just create a ticket on here. Go to submit ticket, do like low priority, and just say, hey, can I do can I get a demo account? And they'll just send you the login information for that demo account and so forth. But that's the information on that. Next thing we'll do is I'm going to drop, let's see. So I'm going to go over Forex Factory. So I'm going to drop the link for this in the chat as well. So you guys are going to want to bookmark this page. Once you guys got that bookmark, let me know. What is the best time to trade? Ask Devon. That's a good question. A lot of that comes down to personal preference, really. So for me, I like trading. My favorite hour to trade is at the time that I do my session. But I like trading when there's a decent amount of volume in the market, when people are actually, making transactions on the market and we're getting movement. So I'm Central Standard Time. Obviously, you guys would have to convert it to whatever time you're at. But I would say anywhere between 6 a.m. Central Standard Time to about 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. That little window is a great time to trade. And then anywhere from 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to 10, maybe 11 Central Standard Time is good. And then there's a London session, which would be in the middle of the night for me, which is about 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., which is pretty good. So there's kind of it's usually good to trade. I would say the dead spot, when I personally don't really like to trade that much, would be between probably 1 p.m. Central Standard Time and 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. There's not a ton of movement in the market. If you are trading at the time, it just requires a lot more patience and that sort of thing. But Forex Factory. So I'll let you guys know my schedule and all that stuff. I'll get you guys set up. I'll give you all the sauce today. But Forex Factory, this page is really important. If you guys are following along with me, if you guys are just like, hey, Devin, I just want to copy trade you, that's it. Cool. You probably don't care too much about this page, but if you were like me and you're like, I want to know why we're taking these trades. I want to learn. I want to be able to take my own trades. I want to learn all that stuff. This is going to be really important for you. So every single day before I jump on the market, before I even think about taking a trade, I look at this. So this is something you're going to want notes on as well. So this is just going to show me a list of all the news releases that could potentially have an impact on the markets that we trade. And by the way, guys, if I lose any of you guys, if you guys are confused, just please stop me and ask questions. I know I'm probably dropping a lot of information on you, and especially if you guys have never seen this before, it might be a lot to take in. So just feel free to get me to clarify something if I need to. Any tutorials on binary options that we can start from? Yeah, I'll show you guys some other stuff too. I'll show you guys where you can go back. But what I'm doing on here is I'm looking for folders. It just has a list of all the news that could potentially have an impact on the currencies that we trade, right? So there's 4 types of folders on here. You guys want to write these down. So I don't care what the news necessarily is. Personally, for binary options, I don't care what the news is. I only care if there is news. So there's a yellow folder, which basically signifies a low impact news release. Low impact news release. When I see this, I don't really care. I don't pay attention to the yellow folders. They don't change the way I trade. We've got orange folders. Now those are moderate impact news releases. So if we see an orange folder right here, this stands for moderate impact news release. It'll also show what time that news drops at. So what's also important is if you guys go to the top right corner, you can see that the time is listed up here. So if I refresh my page, this time in this corner should reflect the time it is for you right now. So for me, it's 2:38 p.m. You want this time to reflect the time it is for you, because the timing in which the news is released is important. So moderate impact news release just means that there's news that's going to be released at 5 a.m. that could potentially make the market volatile. Now, with orange folders, this is hit and miss. Sometimes it makes the market move crazy, and sometimes it doesn't. So if I'm seeing orange and red folders when I'm trading, remember how I told you 1 to 3% is usually what I'm risking, right? I'm going to reduce my risk from, if I'm maybe risking 3%, I'm going to go a lot closer to 1%, maybe even less. But if the news is released at 5 a.m., so for me, this was hours ago, it's probably not going to have an impact on the market anymore. We're good. But if it was like 4:45 and I'm about, this news is about to be released, I want to pay attention to that, right? And sometimes these orange folders don't do anything. So that's why it's moderate impact. It's kind of like hit and miss. Now, with the red folders are basically significant of a high impact news release. So red folders, I'm definitely paying a lot more attention to, because what we'll see when red folders happen, we might have a red folder. Let's see if we got anything tomorrow. So we've got some red folders tomorrow. So at 9 a.m. tomorrow, so tomorrow's July 6th, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, obviously, there's going to be some news on the US dollar. And what can happen is what we'll see a lot of times is the way I trade a lot off of technical analysis, and technical analysis will get thrown out the window because of this news. So we could see the market either just go flying in the upward direction or go flying in the downward direction, depending on what the news states. Now, if you're like an economist and you study this, you can actually trade off of it. You can predict what the news is going to be. If it's going to be good for certain currencies or bad, and so forth. I don't really do that. I will pay attention to it if I'm doing other styles of trading, but with binary options, I just avoid it. Right. So at 9 a.m. tomorrow, I probably just won't trade anything with the US dollar in it. So what I mean by avoiding the US dollar is when I'm over here on my broker, I probably wouldn't trade GBP USD. I probably wouldn't trade AUD USD. I probably wouldn't USD CAD, USD JPY, and so forth, because it has the US dollar in it. After the news is released, however, and I can see, okay, this is what the market did, then I'll have a better idea of how I want to trade it. Right? Does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody clear on that? Anybody want me to hit that from a different angle so it makes a little more sense? Clear? Makes sense? Clear? All right. Well, once you guys get into this a little bit more, once you guys please explain the impact of news again. Absolutely. Well, once you guys see this in real time, once you guys see some live sessions, things will slowly start to make a little more sense. So don't get overwhelmed. But somebody asked, can you explain the impact of news again? Okay. So for example, if we have news on the dollar, let's just say, if we go back a little bit. So what's been happening is in the United States, interest rates have been rising. So they've been doing that to fight inflation, right? So let's just say there's a news release and they're saying, hey, we're going to release inflation rates. We're going to release new interest rates. And they come out and they say, hey, we're raising interest rates again. What will happen is the value of the US dollar actually goes up when they do that, because they print less dollars. They print less of the US dollar. And in reaction, the value goes up. And it goes up a lot. I guess a lot in comparison to what our normal candlesticks would be like. So for example, let me go to the 5-minute chart. So this morning, and I'll set you guys up on this as well. But if we go back this morning, I think this is at 1 or 2 in the morning for me. We had a crazy drop right here. the euro lost a lot of value. Now, this wasn't a planned news release, so Forex Factory is really only going to show us planned news releases. Sometimes there's like things that we can't see coming, and I believe I was able to figure out because Forex Factory didn't list this yesterday, but I believe what ended up happening is Russia said that they were going to quit selling their natural gas to Europe. So in reaction, a lot of people sold off the euro because they believe that it makes the euro less valuable or for whatever reason, right? So things like this will happen. It'll drop way down. This is unnatural compared to our other natural movements. We'll just have like nice little waves in the market, stuff like that. So point being here, if we can see that there's going to be some news release and we know it's coming, there's no reason to lose trades that we don't need to lose because there's news released, right? And then the other folder I forgot to talk about, so we have 4 folders, is a gray folder. Gray folders just signify a bank holiday. So on bank holidays, we usually see a lot less volume in the market, a lot less transactions. The markets can move a little bit slow. Nothing to be terrified of or anything like that. But I believe yesterday was a bank holiday for the United States. Yep, bank holiday. So I didn't trade yesterday because we had a bank holiday. Today we're good to go. No bank holiday today. Should be good to go tomorrow too. So I check this every single day before I trade. Now, what a lot of you guys have been asking is, okay, Devin, are we just gambling? Are we guessing? We just guessing, oh, it's at the top of the screen. We think it's going to drop, sell it, comes down here, do we buy it? Absolutely not. So every single trade I take, there's a reason behind why I'm taking that trade. And if we look at our broker, we look at this is only showing us about, let's see, 6. It's showing us about 8 minutes worth of price, which simply is not enough for me to be able to accurately tell you if I think that this is going to go up or if I think this is going to go down. So what I use for that is I use what we call TradingView. So I'm going to drop a link for, I don't know, you guys can just Google TradingView, or I'll try and find a link for you guys in here. So let me just go copy link address. I'm going to drop a link. TradingView, the chat. So guys, click this, and then you guys can go ahead and create an account on here. So this might take a couple minutes. Just go ahead and create an account. It's going to try and get you to pay for it. I use the free version. You guys don't have to use the free version. So I'm going to help you guys set this up online setup if you guys want. Is that okay if I give you guys 5 minutes? Do you guys want 5 minutes to set up your accounts quick on here? Yes, no, maybe. You want 5 minutes? All right, good stuff. So just go ahead. Once again, not a referral link or anything like that. Just go ahead and create an account on there. I don't know if I can, maybe I'll play some tunes for you guys. If it lets me out, I'm sharing sound. I'll play some music. And we'll come back and once you guys are done, actually, if you guys got your account created or any questions while creating your account, just drop in the chat. And if you're done, just say ready in the chat. And then I'll help you guys set it up from there. You guys need a few more minutes? You guys need a few more minutes, just let me know. Otherwise, we can keep on trucking. TradingView is going to be your best friend when it comes to trading. Any style of trading, it's going to be your best friend. So it's very important that you guys get this set up. You guys might look at it, might look like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, might look like a different language to you, but we'll break it down. We break her down every single day. Yes, a few more minutes. All right, I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. You guys are already done. Just sit back and relax.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Back and forth with the bullshit. I know I said it before, I don't mean it. It's been a while since I had your attention.
All right, I hope you guys are done. If you guys got any questions about it, let me know. I see somebody's driving right now. Yeah, maybe don't set this up while you're driving. But once you get it created, it sends you to a page where like they want you to like get like upgrade to premium or whatever. If you just like exit out of that and just go to TradingView and log in, should bring you to a page that looks like this. You'll have your little profile up here at the top. So what you'll do is just go to markets, I believe. You click on markets. A little confusing trying to get to the charts. Let me see. I always just leave mine open. You go to, might have to just click on one. Let me just click on one. So you go to markets and then just click on one, and then just go to see more on advanced chart. So you just click on one, click markets, and you just click on whatever, anything, doesn't matter what it is. Click on anything and just go to see more on advanced chart, and it'll bring you to a page like this where we actually have our charts. Now, to help you guys set this up, you guys are not going to have all the things listed over here that I have listed. So you guys might have a bunch of random things. So you can actually, what's nice about TradingView is you can watch anything from stocks to currency pairs to crypto to commodities to gold, silver, wheat, oil. You can watch all kinds of things on here. So you can actually, if you want, guys, you can go through and if you click the X on everything listed over on your right-hand side, you can delete all of them if you want. And then what I'll help you guys do is just add some currency pairs. So if you go to where it says watch list and you click this little plus sign where it says add symbol, you'll just click this. Then what's going to pop up is this where it says add symbol, and you can select what you want to search for. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys, I'll let you guys add all the pairs that I personally trade. Obviously, you guys can make it your own. You guys can trade whatever currency pairs you want. I'm just gonna have you guys just show you guys how to set it up the way I've got it set up. So for me, I trade pretty much a combination of 5 currencies: the euro, the US dollar, the Japanese yen, the Great Britain pound, and the Australian dollar, and I guess once in a while the New Zealand dollar. So if you just go up here, you can just type in, for example, you can do EUR. So type in EUR, a bunch of the euro pairs are going to pop up. Now you can click on Forex, and you're going to see a bunch of different pairs from different sources show up. So I only add, for me personally, for source, I only use Owanda. I don't use FXCM. I don't use Forex.com. I like Owanda personally. I've found it to be the most accurate. So you guys can add Euro USD. I'll just type in the chat for you guys. Euro USD, Euro odd, Euro JPY, Euro CAD, Euro NZD. What else? And Euro GBP. So those are the Euro pairs that I trade. The USD pairs that I trade are USD CAD, USD JPY, GBP pairs I trade, GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP odd, GBP CAD, odd JPY, odd USD, odd CAD, odd NZD, and then NZD USD. So those are the pairs that I'll trade. I use for the source Owanda for all of this. So you guys can go ahead and select that and let me know when you guys are done. Like I said, you can add whatever you want. I'm just listing off to you guys. These are the only pairs that I trade. So you guys are on my calls. You guys will see me trading these pairs. Video's done. Beautiful, beautiful. So before we move forward on this, I'm going to give you guys a little schooling on some very basic things. You guys are unaware of what it is we're looking at. So what you're seeing here on the chart, you guys are seeing all of these candlesticks, right? And I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys can relate. Maybe you can't. The first time I saw a chart, I had no clue what I was looking at. I was like, it looked like a different language to me. I had no idea what any of this stuff was. I was seeing green, I was seeing red, I was seeing this stuff. I was like, I have no idea, right? So what we're looking at, this is just showing us a representation of price of whatever pair that we're looking at, right? So let's just say, for example, Euro USD. As we can see, this is just showing us the exchange rate of this currency pair. I'm going to delete this. This is just showing us the current exchange rate, 1.02658. We go to our broker, this should match 1.02, Euro USD. 1.02663. So it moved a little bit, right? So we can see basically this is just showing us the same thing that this is showing, but we can just see a lot more price history. And this is showing us price in the form of what we call a candlestick. So these green and red things, these are called candlesticks. Now these just represent price movement over a specific period of time. So in this case, what I have selected is a 5-minute candlestick. So each candle represents 5 minutes worth of price movement. So green means that price moved up. Red means price moved down in that 5-minute interval. Now, more specifically, what a candlestick means, because we can see it's got wicks and that, like, so this would be a wick where it's just this line. So let's just start here. So we got a green candlestick. So all of this is saying is at the beginning of this 5-minute interval, at the bottom of the body of this green candle, price opened up at you look to the right-hand side here, it'll show price, this little number right here. Price opened up at 1.02668. That was the price when the beginning of this 5-minute candle was. So for me, it was at 245. 245, that's where price opened up. At some point during that 5-minute interval, price moved down to where this wick, this bottom of this wick. At some point during that 5-minute interval, price moved all the way to the top of this, just a little wick up here. And at the end of that 5-minute interval, price closed, this candle closed at the top of the body of this candle, right? And then another candle opened. So at the beginning of this 5-minute interval, price opened up at the top of the body of this candle. At some point during that 5 minutes, price moved up a little bit. At some point during this 5 minutes, price moved down to here a little bit, and then it closed right here. Next 5 minutes, price opened here. We got a tiny wick right here moved up to, and then it actually moved all the way down to here at some point. Then it came up and it closed right here. Now this current candle that we're on, it's moving around. So at some point, you know, the current 5-minute candlestick, it moved down, it moved up, and currently it's green. If this drops below this, it'll turn red, right? And this is just showing us price movement. So we can look at this on the 5-minute. So when we're on the 5-minute interval, right? It's just showing us each candlestick represents 5 minutes. If we go to the 15-minute candlestick, now this shows us price movement over the course of 15 minutes. So you guys can go over here. Your time frames will be up here. You can just select the down arrow. If you put a star next to these time frames, you'll actually keep them up here like mine are. So I got the ones that I have starred: 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and 1 day. Those are the ones that I have starred. You guys can star yours exactly the same as mine if you'd like. You guys can really do, you know, whatever you want with it. You're free to make it your own and so forth. But you guys can go through it and star that, and you guys will see me flipping through different time frames sometimes when I'm trading. I teach about this because sometimes it's important to analyze the markets on different time frames because you'll see different things. So I spend a lot of my time with the 5-minute, 15-minute, and the 30-minute candlesticks. So you guys can put a star on those. And then we've got a toolbar over here on the left-hand side. So as you can see, I've got this little floating thing right here. You guys might not have that yet. We can create one for you though. So if you go over here and you go to the second one down, and you just click this over arrow, you can put a star next to this trend line, horizontal line, and this sort of thing, because you can kind of draw on your charts like that. So you'll see that I've got some arrows in there, some boxes and stuff like that. So once you guys have whatever you want to start, let me know. Just write down in the chat. If I'm moving too fast with some of you guys, please let me know. I don't want to leave you guys behind if you guys are trying to set this up. You guys got that? Yeah, yes, or a thumbs up in the chat if you guys got it. One. Thank you. Thank you. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, some of these kind of do the same things. Next one down, you go to the next one down. One that you're going to want here, you guys will see me using this tool a lot. Fib retracement is what it's called. Put a star next to this. Put a star next to that. And if you go to the next one down, you guys don't need the brush, but I really like this rectangle a lot. You guys can, this is personal preference. You guys will see me marking up my charts a lot. I usually mainly use the brush for when I'm teaching you guys and showing you guys certain things. You guys can see what I'm talking about. But I like the rectangle a lot, so you guys can put that there. And then you guys will have something like this. So what I want you guys to do next is go to your toolbar, and where it says fib retracement, click on this. So you're just going to right click it. And then what I want you to do is go to anywhere in your chart and just click. What you guys will notice is yours doesn't look the same as mine, probably. So what you're going to want to do from there is once you click, drag, click, you're going to want to right click on this little circle right up here at the top, and then go to settings. And then you guys can adjust your settings to what mine are adjusted to. So Tony, what you're really going to want is what's mainly important is you're going to want to get the fib retracement, and probably the rectangle. I mean, that's pretty much all you'll need. I got the price label. That's mainly for you guys. When you guys, I'll tell you, I'll paste it on my chart where I want to take a trade at. Once you guys have your settings changed, let me know. Colors aren't as important. You guys can change your colors however you want them. So can you get the fib on free TradingView or paid TradingView? So my TradingView, I have the free version, guys. So everything I have on here, you guys can get completely for free. Everything I have on here is totally for free. Yep. So the fib is just a nice little tool. I use it all the time. And I did some teaching on that this morning on my session as well. We clear a lot of trades using this tool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool tool. So once you guys have your settings changed, please let me know. If you guys want your numbers, these percentages listed on the right-hand side, if you scroll to the bottom down here, it should say labels. If you just click the down arrow, go to where it says right. So if it's on the left, sometimes it's hard to see. So I have mine on the right. Just go ahead and select right. Once we get you guys set up with all this, you guys be ready for the live calls we do almost every single day. Every single day, you guys will be able to trade with me if you guys want. How do I get that fib retracement setting? So if you just right click, so you see where this little guy is right here, these two little circles. If you just right click one of them, it'll say settings. Use the app for TradingView. On my computer, I just use the website. On my phone, I have the TradingView on my phone. It's a lot easier on your computer. What's the fib used for? So I use this. I teach on this in my session, so you guys will probably see me use it, see me teaching on it. But I use this to find some entries for places I want to take trades and stuff like that. And I'll show you guys the university where you guys can go through as well once we get you guys set up. I'll start you guys in the right directions on where you want to go, where you guys can find me every single day. Because you guys will have access to me every single day. I love answering those questions in the chats. We do live calls, like I say, we'll jump on, we do live trading. So I'll tell you guys exactly when I'm placing trades. Oh, I'm going to buy it here, I'm going to sell it here. And more importantly, we talk about why we're taking the trades. So I'll explain to you guys what I'm looking at, and that sort of thing. So you guys can learn and eventually get to that place where you guys could possibly be taking trades. You guys got that down yet? If you guys do, please let me know. If you guys aren't, that's cool too. Just let me know. I assume you guys got it. Does not want to stay. So after you change it, so I just you might have these boxes over here clicked. You just unclick all those, change it to these, and then you just click OK. All right. So for example, if I wanted to add one, I just go like this, and it adds it. If I unclick it, it'll delete it. And I click OK. All right, good stuff. And then, like I say, if your little numbers are on the left side, if they're over here and you want them on the right side, you can just go to the bottom where it says labels, and then you just go and select right. Then if you want to delete it off your chart, you just right click this, then you can click remove. Boom, it deletes it. And you can use the boxes, right? So I'll use these sometimes like that and so forth. So that's your trading view. And just to be clear, so what I'll do is I'll find my entries on here. I'll be like, I might be looking for trade ideas. I'll find my trade ideas on here. And then I'll go to my broker and I'll take my trades on here. So this is where I take the trades. IQ sent for me. Obviously, you guys can use whatever you want. I don't care. Makes no difference to me. But I take my trades on here. I find my trades on here. Make sense? So if you guys have this set up, bookmark this, bookmark Forex Factory, and bookmark whatever broker you select. Those are going to be the three big ones. And then what you're going to want to do, I'm assuming everybody in here has Telegram. So you guys go to your iGenius. You guys log into iGenius. I'll log into mine quick. And I'll show you guys where you can find Telegram, right? So you go sign in. And you got to get past cars and whatnot. That's a boat. You log in. What you guys can do is you can go to My Products. I believe actually, just go to My Products. Let's go to Forex. And if you go to the university, you'll have your university videos here. And if you actually go, it says binary options. Click this. This will bring you to the educational videos we have on binary options. So there's like 20 videos here. This is the very basic stuff you guys can watch. And this is a little bit more advanced. So I made a decent amount of these videos. I would definitely recommend going through and watching them. It shouldn't take you too long. The videos aren't anything like 3 hours long. They're like 10 minutes long. But you guys can go through these if you want to learn a little bit more. And then if you guys want to get on my live calls, if you go to your Alerts One bot, so I got to see what your gets the Alerts One bot from here somewhere. Let me go back to Forex. Let's go to the events calendar. I believe your Alerts One bot should be listed up. All right, I'll just go to Telegram. You guys will be able to find it. I think you guys have probably used it already. Alerts One. So if you go to your Alerts One bot, and if you go like this, I believe you type /verify. What this is going to do is it's going to pop up. It says, hello, Devin. Welcome to Alerts One. To get started, please reply with your register user ID number. So if you guys go to your back office, you log into iGenius, you'll be able to find your ID number right here. So my 520157. So you just type in 520157. That's going to ask your email that you used. So the email that you signed up with. And then what it'll do is it's just going to verify your account. Verified successfully. And then it should give you a list. I don't know how long it takes, but it'll give you a list of all the Telegram channels that you can join with your package. And what you guys will want to do, I don't know how long it'll take, because you guys are going to want to go to here to look something like this. So it'll say verified successfully. It'll say Alerts One platform. You're going to want to scroll down. And you're going to want to go to Binary Pro Alpha and join this channel. So once you click this, it'll bring you to my channel. So this is where you guys can stay updated with all of my calls. I drop all my results in here so you guys can go back and look, see how good or how bad I did. I've got every single trade we've ever taken on any of my sessions listed in here. So if it's got a green check, that means that we won the trade. If we've got an X like this one, well, I guess this is last month's results. A lot of green check marks the last couple of days. That's good. But if we got an X like this, that means we lost the trade, right? So you can go back and you can look and see how we've been doing and so forth. What I'll do every single day before I trade is I'll drop the Zoom link to my calls in here. And I'll say, like this morning, I said, happy Tuesday. We will be going live in 30 minutes. I gave you guys a 30-minute warning, and then I gave you a 10-minute warning. When I drop this 10-minute warning, usually the Zoom's open. You guys can jump in there and wait for me to start. As for my schedule, after you guys join this channel, so Binary Pro Alpha, We got some pinned messages. So if you go to the top here, it says pinned message. The trading schedule that you see on the events calendar, I do not believe is accurate. So you're going to want to go to the pinned message. This is the new live trading schedule. So these times are listed in Eastern time. So you guys are going to want to make sure you convert that to whatever time zone that you're in. But every Monday I go live 2 times a day. So tonight I'll be going live at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to trade with me, you guys wait for this link that I drop. And you guys can jump on the call, and we'll do live analysis and we'll take live trades. So I'll just copy and paste this in the chat for you guys as well. If you guys are, I don't even know if I can do that. Let's see. That won't let me copy it, whatever. But it's the pinned message. So you guys can go to that. And then if you guys want, if you go to the next pinned message, so I've got pinned message 2. I drop my sessions that I do. So all my sessions are recorded. When people request me to drop the recording in the chat, so you guys can go back and rewatch it, I will. So if you guys ever are on a session, you're like, hey, I really got a lot of value out of that. I want to go back and rewatch it. Just let me know, and I'll drop them in here for you guys. But if you go to the pinned message number 1, it says trading and chart markup session. Go back and rewatch it if needed. This is a fantastic video, 50 minutes. Go back and watch. I go over a lot of things like I kind of went over on this call, some very basic things to what I'm looking for in the markets, as well as I actually took a live trade. So this being in this channel is critical, and understanding when these calls are is important too. And if you guys are in this chat, you guys will be able to keep up with me when our live calls are. If I have to push a call back, so forth, you guys will see that all in here. This morning I only took 1 of these trades, but 2 were called out. We won both trades. So whoever took the trades made some money this morning. Whoever takes any of the trades with green check marks made some money, so forth. But does that make sense to everybody? Did I lose anybody yet? You guys fun? Yes, made sense. All right, good stuff. I think I had some things written down here. I think I covered just about everything. You guys got questions for me, we can do Q&A if you guys want. Devon, if I missed anything that you want me to go over, let me know and I can go over some things. I know there's a lot of information. You prefer using a line chart? Good question. For me, when I'm on my broker taking trades, I do like the line chart. So like this thing, blink and yellow dot, I do like the line chart. When I'm analyzing the market, I need candlesticks. I need candlesticks when I'm actually finding trade ideas. But as far as broker goes, I don't do any analysis on here. So I just kind of visually like the way it appears on the line chart when we're placing trades. Is it worth joining only 3 sessions out of the 5 weekly live sessions? I would say absolutely. 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 I do believe it's worth it. When I first started, I was working like 60 hours a week, so I wasn't able to make everything. I would get out as many calls and soak up as much knowledge as you can, but I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't make that or start trading more because of that. Do you use any other indicators, MACD, or only the fib? So the fib is more of a technical indicator in terms of like I'm physically drawing it on my charts, and I'll teach you guys how to do that on the live calls when I'm actually seeing examples of it where it can be used. But in my opinion, I think indicators are good. They can be great. But one thing to understand about using indicators is all indicators are lagged. Right. So when you see an indicator and you think, like when you're back testing it, it's easy to see everything in hindsight, right? Because you're back testing, you're like, oh, whenever this indicator is that's when we can get in a trade. Well, they're lagged. So a lot of times when an indicator meets your criteria to place a trade, what you see a lot of times is entry's already gone. So I focus a lot on technical analysis. In trading a lot off of market structure, and that's just me personally. That doesn't mean that you can't use indicators. I have used indicators before. I've successfully used indicators. I've actually created a couple of strategies with them that work well, but I've always found that the best indicator is your brain, in my opinion. What indicator can we use to place trade? A bunch of different indicators you could probably use to place your trades. Personally use technical analysis. So we can, let's see, I took a euro odd this morning, I believe. See if I can find the scenario in which I took it at. So I took euro odd this morning. This was called out on, let me delete our fib tool here. So this morning's session, I called out a trade or a sell, I believe is right in here. So we got in at like 537, I believe. So 1.51537. So I called this out for a sell. Price basically came up here and we cleared it by a mile. So price broke this area, came up, then it dropped. So what I was looking at on this trade, if we go to our 30-minute chart, I believe I was looking at maybe it's the 1 hour. Maybe we took it a little bit lower. I don't remember exactly. Let me see what time this was. Yeah. Yes. So I was looking at this on the 30-minute chart. What I saw happen, I saw price came down and it broke my support level in this area. And this isn't the greatest example, but it broke our support level. And a lot of times when we see support levels be broken, they'll do a retest. So usually old support becomes new resistance. See if I can just find a better example. It's kind of hard to see it on that one. I think Euro NZD might be a much better example. Yeah. All right, scratch what I was saying on that. We took Euro NZD for a sell up here at this level. So at 193, I believe I called this up. 193 in this area. So if we're looking at Euro NZD, just based off market structure, I look for a couple things. So first thing I try to identify is what trend the market's moving in. So price is in an uptrend, meaning price is moving in the overall upward direction. I'm looking for buys. Price is in a downtrend, meaning price is moving in the overall downward direction. I'm looking for sells. And just off first glance, when I'm looking at this to me, it looks like price is moving down, right? We got price just kind of moving in that direction. So I'm typically looking for sells. If we flip to our 30-minute charts, this is on the 30-minute candlesticks, I identified an area of support. So support acts as like a paper floor. So when price comes down to our paper floor, it likes to bounce off of it, right? It bounces off like a paper, like a trampoline, right? Comes down to our paper floor, price comes down, bounces off, and so forth. So price is coming down here, bounces off, does it multiple times, bounces off this area. So I drew a little box in here just to basically represent the support area. And what I saw happen was I saw price came down and broke this support area, hence the reason I say paper floor. So it broke this support area. This 30-minute candle came down, broke this candle closed below here. A lot of times what we'll see when we're looking at the markets is old support usually becomes new resistance. So resistance is the opposite. It acts as a paper ceiling. So we saw price coming up to this resistance level. So I called it out for a sell. Price hit. People entered it for a sell and price just dropped and everybody cleared the trade. I believe these two entries, so Euro NZD and Euro odd hit at the same time. I took Euro odd, I didn't take both of them. I cleared my entry on Euro odd and everybody who took Euro NZD also cleared their trade. Some people took both, so forth. So that's just a quick example of what I look for. And obviously we're on live calls. Like I say, every trade that I call out, I give you guys reasoning behind why I think the market's going to do what it's going to do. If that makes sense. On the daily binary call, you usually hold a trade for 4 minutes. What should you usually use? Multiple different charts. So I use the 5-minute candles, 15, 30, 1 hour, sometimes even the 4 hour, depending on what we're looking at. I use the higher time frames to identify when these support levels are broken. So to answer your question a little bit further, right? So right now I'm on the 5-minute chart. If we look, it looks like our support level is broken on the 5-minute chart. But if we go to our 30-minute chart, you can actually see that these were just wicks, right? Price didn't actually break this area. Price is just coming down. It just wicked a little bit lower and rejected off of it. Never actually broke. So that's kind of how I got my entry point up. That makes sense. Downward direction, support, breaks, retest, boom. Yep. Any other questions?
Devin, I think that's it. And I think your time is super, super valuable. Thank you so much. We really and truly appreciate you. And, spending the last 1.5 hours deep diving into binary options, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro. And if everyone, Team Expansion, just drop some love in the chat for him. He just spent 1.5 hours teaching us everything that we need to know to actually up our game and make some money through the binary options platform. Devin, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you, and Team Expansion really and truly appreciates your time.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. I look forward to working with you guys. Before I go, I guess this is something that ultimately changed my life. So I'm more than happy to show it to people because there's somebody in here that your life might be absolutely changed for the better. With what you learn doing this and the money you can make doing it's crazy. So thank you for having me. I'll hand her back to you. If you guys got any other questions, just feel free to reach out to me and I can do my best to answer.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Devin. Appreciate it. And guys, let's get back to, the grind and, tomorrow's call. We'll be on Devin's call tomorrow. Get your accounts sorted out, get your accounts funded, everything that you needed. But yeah, from us to you, Devin, thank you again. Every single person from Team Expansion thanks you. And yeah, let's go.